Hello, today we are going to talk about the demonstration speech, which is going to be your last assignment for this course. In lieu of a formal written final exam, this speech is taking the place of that, so this is what you will be working on during your final exam week. So the goal of a demonstration speech is to teach the audience a skill or activity that you are proficient at and confident in doing. Just like all your other speeches this semester, I'm leaving choosing the topic up to you. I want you to pick something that you know how to do already. This assignment shouldn't be you needing to learn any new skill. I want you to pick something that you are good at, that you feel confident in doing, and something that you could do while you were asleep, that you know inside and out. That's the kind of thing I want you to pick as your topic for this. I'll tell you a little story. When I first started teaching this class, I had someone who asked me if they could do their demonstration speech on how to play a song on the guitar. I said, absolutely. Didn't really think twice about it. Thought it was a great idea. I've had students play instruments before, and it's always really fun. Well, when it came time for the demonstration speech, he got up there and he was struggling. And it was very clear that he did not know how to play the guitar. And I talked to him afterwards, and because I could tell he was a little upset, and I was like, okay, walk me through what happened. He's like, I thought this was a really cool idea, but I don't know how to play the guitar. So the moral of that is I want you to pick something you know how to do, that you're confident with, and that you could get up and show someone how to do. So definitely pick something you are familiar with. So some examples from the past semesters, these are ones I've had in the past. I want you to pick something you're good at, something you like. I also want you to try to pick something that would benefit your audience. So we talk a lot about in this class about analyzing your audience and what is something that everyone could gain from it. I'm sad that we're not able to do this in front of each other this year, because this is truly my favorite speech, because the topics they're so different. So you get to see a lot of neat and fun stuff. But we still want to be looking to pick topics that would interest lots of people. For example, somebody showing us how to put on fake eyelashes and lipsticks. Yes, that's a great, there's lots of steps to that. It can really, be an interesting speech to someone like me who would love to learn how to do that. But there are probably people in the class that would not gain anything from that. So you want to think of the people in your class again, and what is something that they could benefit from. Another example would be how to tie your shoes. I can almost bet that everyone in this class already knows how to tie their shoe, so they're not really going to be gaining anything from that speech. So when you're going through topics, think of something that would be interesting to the average college student. Examples in the past have been how to write a professional email, tying a fish hook. Baking and cooking is a really popular one, because there are very set steps, and I think that makes for a really nice flow. Playing musical instruments, gingerbread house making was a fun one. How to create a budget, how to change a diaper, lots of very different topics. So let's get into the details a little bit. Your length for this is going to be 4 to 6 minutes, so you don't have a lot of time to do it. So keep that in mind when you're trying to teach something. So if you're interested in maybe teaching us about a sport or something, maybe think of one move or one play that you could teach us rather than the entire history of the game in 4 to 6 minutes. For your recording requirements, I know for your big speeches this year, I've asked to see your full body length. This one I know can be a little bit different depending on what you're demonstrating. So feel free to reach out to me if you need some help figuring out what would be the best way. But think of it this way. So if you're showing me how to dribble a basketball, I'm going to need to see your whole body. I'm going to need to see how you're standing, how you're using your arms. I'm going to need to see everything. If you were teaching the class of how to make a paper airplane, sitting down with the camera focused on your upper body and hands would definitely be appropriate. And in that case, I probably wouldn't need to see your whole body. It is okay to sit down for this if your activity requires it. For example, going back to that basketball situation, you would absolutely not sit during a demonstration speech about basketball. The key to this is whatever you are teaching the class how to do, you are expected to be demonstrating that at the same time. So I don't want to just hear and see of how you would do it from like a PowerPoint or a video. I want you to actually be doing the demonstrating part. I do need to be able to see your face the whole time of the recording. One, so I know it's you. And two, to really, we focus a lot on facial expressions and vocalics and eye contact. So I need to be able to see all of that as well. For this speech, I don't require that you turn in an outline for the assignment, but obviously I'm going to highly suggest that you still create an outline based on whatever your preference has been this semester, so you can organize your thoughts effectively. With a demonstration speech, I want you to divide it up. Instead of ideas, what are the steps to do it? That's going to be the easiest way to organize your thoughts. So for example, if I'm going to teach the class how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the first thing I would start with would be, what are the items I need to make my sandwich? So getting the bread, the peanut butter, the knife, the jelly. Then that would be my step 1. Step 2 would be opening the bread and putting it on a plate, and so on and so on. So really figuring out what are those steps, because you want to make sure you're super clear with your directions, that someone who's completely unfamiliar with what you're talking about would be able to do it. I also have a little disclaimer in here. Topics must be aligned with the student code of conduct. So this basically means do not include props that you would not be allowed to bring onto a college campus. Do not